Opening statements are expected this morning in Alec Baldwin's involuntary manslaughter trial in New Mexico, where he could face up to 18 months in prison if convicted. He was holding that prop gun that went off, killing cinematographer Halyna Hutchins on the set of the movie Rust back in 2021. Baldwin says he did not pull the trigger, and he has said he is not guilty. CBS News legal analyst Rikki Klieman is here to preview the trial. Rikki, good morning.
Good morning, Tony.
Thank you very much for being here. So the jury was seated in just one day. That feels fast to me. Were you surprised?
I was really surprised. And it's this judge's practice, this judge's way of saying that she seats a jury in one day. Prosecutor said the same thing. And so the defense piped up and said, if they can do it, I can do it in one day. However, as a lawyer, I really feel strongly that the two most important parts of a trial are jury selection and opening statements. And in a case with a celebrity who is as loved or as not loved as Alec Baldwin, I mean, he's a wild card.
Right.
That this is a case that should have taken time, that we need to know about these jurors' attitudes deep down about him, about guns, about gun safety, and we didn't get to do that in one day.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of celebrity status, he appeared in court for the first time since the 2021 shooting. What does it mean to have him in court, whether he is loved or looked at differently from the court of public opinion?
I think it makes a big difference. He had to be there for jury selection. Of course, he must be there for his trial, as any criminal defendant would. But the telling day was Monday.
Okay.
Monday was motions day, and he has not been present for any motions before. And they brought him in on Monday, and I think that's important in two ways. He has a court of public opinion and a judge on Monday.
Right.
He has to show both that he's taking this very seriously.
Gotcha.
And he really needed to be there legally for his lawyers because he needed to participate and understand the rulings of what is excluded and what is included.
Gotcha.
And one big ruling happened on Monday.
Yes, and explain what that is, because this big ruling, you say the judge actually favored Baldwin's defense team by looking at him only, and in this case, he'll be looked at only as the actor in the case, not as the producer on the film. How does that favor the defense?
I can't begin to tell you how positive this is for the defense. This is like the biggest win they could have had. If he is merely looked at as the actor, the person who held this weapon, if it is in fact a dangerous weapon, because it's not the same as it once was, and it was a prop gun, if he is looked at only as the actor, the last person in the chain who gets the gun in his hand, that's a very different case than if he's looked at as the producer in charge of everything, where he could be smeared because of his alleged negligence and because it was a slipshod set and he wasn't paying attention. None of that is coming in.
Wow.
I say the ruling, it could be case dispositive.
Wow. Yeah, it could be the whole ball game.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's quite remarkable. And Alec Baldwin has to remember one thing. If he decides to testify, and I would never put him on, but if he were to decide to testify, and it's his right, he cannot afford to open up that door, because if he does and starts to talk about anything about the standards of production, all that evidence that was excluded is going to come in.
Well, we appreciate you coming in, breaking
Yeah,
it
we
all
really do.
down.
All
We'll be
watching.
checking back in with you soon as we learn more about this case.